Shalom, 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 shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the whole elect scattered abroad. That's out here doing this work in truth and sincerity. Honor Brother Bachman, Prophet of Babylon Camp, coming at you with a quick sit down through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, man. You know, you seeing Iran, they shot missiles, you know, at a U.S. base in Qatar, man. You know, they're trying to fight back a little bit, man. You know, they're showing a little resistance, man. You know, from when Trump dropped those bunker buster bombs, you know, on 3 of their nuclear sites, man. It says Trump, Iran latest supreme leader threatens to attack more U.S. air bases as he claims victory over Israel, man. You know, I'm going to go down. It says Iran will not hesitate to bomb more U.S. air bases in the Middle East. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has warned. And the U.S. Pete Hegseth, along with military officials, is holding a briefing about the strikes at the Pentagon, man. You know, so they're having meetings about, you know, these Iranians, you know, shooting more air bases up, man. You know, they tired of the U.S. picking on them, man. You know, it says in the Iranian leader's first public appearance since the U.S. attacked Iran's 3 nuclear facilities on Sunday, Khamenei claimed the Islamic Republic had access to key U.S. sentries and will take action when necessary, man. So they know what some of America's shit over there in the Middle East, man. You know, and they say they will take action if necessary. And if they, you know, sent missiles at one of their air bases, you know, who knows what's next to come, man. You know, they doing that back and forth shit, man. That's pretty much just telling you about the bombings that they dropped on them bunker buster bombs, man. But I'm gonna go to the scriptures. I'm gonna go to the book of 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come," man. Perilous times are on the way, brothers. You know, we already see them. You know, you see all these damn these wars, you know, these riots, you know, and this is just the beginning, man. You know, scriptures speak of, you know, this the beginning of sorrows. Actually, I'm gonna grab that, the beginning. This is go to the book of Matthew chapter 24. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 8. Actually, I started verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." You know, they got wars going on right now, man. You know, you got Israel and Iran. Then you got U.S. jumping in, and Iran, you know, going back with the U.S. Then, you know, Russia probably gonna step in. You know, it's gonna be a total war, man. It says, "See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass." You know, we know these things must come to pass, man. It's prophecy. It's going to happen. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom." You know, you see these wars, man. It says, "And there shall be famine and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places." all these are the beginning of sorrows, man. You know, we just getting started, man. There's not even, you know, we not even scratching the surface of Jacob's trouble yet, man. You know, shit finna start getting real out here, man. You know, that's why we have to be on our P's and Q's, man. We have to be circumspect. You know, I'm gonna go to the book of Joel, chapter 3. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong, you know? And that's what Iran's doing, man. You know, they got backed into a corner, man. Now they're fighting back, man. You know, sending missiles at US air bases, man. That could start a whole war by itself, man. You know, with America. You know, they feel like they backed into a corner, you know, so they have no choice but to fight back, man. You know, and they say no you know, information about, you know, more places that the US has over there in the Middle East, man. And they're threatening to shoot missiles at that as well, man. You know, we'll go to the book of 2 Peter. 2 Peter chapter 3. The 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. It says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. You know, and there's a lot of them here, man. You know, what does it say? It says reserved. You know, the Lord is keeping it just so he can burn it, man. That's the power of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai, man. Because none of these nations are going to be in power, man. You know, they think after this world war is going to be a new power. No, man. The Israelites going to be in power, man. You know, and we're going to rule. We're going to rule forever. You know, Lord wouldn't be of that elect. But, you know, that just goes to show you, man, we in these last days. You know, and the Lord is going to utterly destroy this place with thermonuclear fire, man. You know. But that's pretty much all on that, man. You know, Lord willing, you'll edify. Until next video. Shalom.